Hey Zach Tech Nation, welcome to my review of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, the last film in the DCEU, a franchise that I have enjoyed, but most have not. And this is a sequel to the billion-dollar film in their franchise. We already know it's DOA on that, but is the movie entertaining? Let's attack it. I gotta say right off the bat, this movie felt refreshing for the superhero genre because this was a traditional action-adventure film. Something like the Pirates of the Caribbean, Journeys to Earth's End, Indiana Jones, just different films like that where our heroes or villains are going from multiple different places, trying to find MacGuffins, trying to get treasure, traveling the sea, seeing weird monsters, and just having a really good fun time with quips and jokes and stakes all mixing together. I was really shocked to see that it wasn't a traditional affair of like hero versus villain set in like one location and going back and forth. That is there, but for the most part, Black Manta, the villain, is not really trying to come into direct conflict with Aquaman because Aquaman is way stronger than him, which is a very different dynamic than you usually get in these superhero films. He's just trying to collect different things and Aquaman is trying to stop him, which I thought was really great because it switched up things a little bit and made it this cat and mouse chase. But the hero is the one that's the cat and the villain is the mouse, but he's being smart and sneaky throughout the film to get around all the Atlanteans. So I just really had a lot of fun with that aspect and seeing a action adventure film being put on screen with a big budget. We haven't had one in a very, very long time, and this was welcomed. And with action adventure films, it's the visuals and the action. It has to look good. It has to have some really great action in between all the quips and fun. And I gotta say that this is some of the best action I've seen in a comic book movie in a long, long time. They did a lot of inventive things with the water and what you would see with water and with the currents and jumping in and out of currents to do chase scenes, and the technology that the Atlanteans had made me feel a little bit like how, you know, in the Marvel side with Black Panther, how they have cool technology that the world has not seen. It has that similar feel, and a lot of the elements and themes from that movie is in this as well, since Aquaman and Black Panther has some similarities when it comes to that in terms of revealing yourself to the world, environmental stuff. That Aquaman is in the first film was an environmental story, this one as well, and that's part of the action and the visual effects as well. I think the first Aquaman movie looks a little bit better in certain parts here, especially when people are kind of talking. I think that first movie did that better, but in terms of like the overall world and how everything looks, this movie is overall more of a gorgeous film, and I think the VFX really stand on its own despite certain rubbery moments with characters. You could tell like that's fully CGI, but for the most part it looked really, really fantastic, and the action was really great and a lot more violent. I think the DC universe or the DCEU has always been a little bit more violent than the MCU, and that keeps it up here with James Wan putting some of his horror tropes in there. There was a certain scene that executed a horror trope really, really well to dramatic effect, and he just knows how to direct action. But what holds this movie together and makes it worth a watch is the bromance between Aquaman and Ocean Master. In this film, Black Manta is trying to tear everything Aquaman has built up, his family, his kingdom, and the trust of the world and the people on the below and on the upside, and he goes to his brother to break him out of whatever jail he was sent to after the first film so that them two can stop Black Manta together. Not a big spoiler, it was in the trailers, they teased it and everything like that. It's really early on in the movie, that's where it's set up, and that's where the movie does its best. I think Jason Momoa and Patrick Wilson had such great chemistry. Think Tom Hiddleston and Chris Hemsworth. It's a very Thor and Loki like dynamic, but just a tad different because their characterizations is different. Aquaman, it hides his hurt between his jokes, so he's always quippy. Ocean Master, Patrick Wilson, is very serious. He doesn't know anything about the Earth on upside world. He's always been in the ocean. So that dynamic of them trading off knowledge and coming at each other because of what they don't know was just really fun throughout, and seeing that blooded bromance between the two throughout the film as they begin to trust each other more and more and understand like, oh, he's not exactly what I thought he was really, really nice and really made this fun and a great driving force for you to follow throughout the film. Now, some of the drawbacks, and this kind of happens with a lot of action adventure films in general, it's the dialogue can be really, really cheesy, or just cheesy moments in general, and certain characters felt off. Black Manta, wow, I think Yahya Abdul Mateen, I think I said his last name wrong, did a good job for what he was given. I don't think he did a bad job. I don't even think the character was written too terribly. He just wasn't given enough to me. I feel like they should have more for his character to have a character arc and do, especially since he's returning from the second film. He's kind of just doing what he was doing. That's the second film. The first film, he's just kind of doing what he's doing there, but he's just more of the focus here. And there's certain new characters that are just not written that well. One of the characters in there is like the scientist played by Randall Park. Oh, he had some terrible lines, and Randall Park was trying his hardest to be funny, charming, and sympathetic. It just did not work throughout the film. I understood what they were going for with his character, but it did not execute really, really well, and it became a little annoying, especially towards the end of the movie. If you're worried about Amber Heard, she's barely in the movie, and when she is, she doesn't really get to say much. She's a part of some really cool action sequences with Nicole Kidman, but it is a disappointing with how the first one had really cool action sequences and really great moments for both women in this movie. They cut them down almost completely, and it's like, I understand why Amber Heard got cut down, but I didn't understand why Nicole Kidman, who looked game and she was doing a good job for where she had, was just almost cut down, almost out of the film as well. And I gotta say that overall this film is fun, but it's not like the most epic, crazy, world-changing thing. Don't expect that. Don't expect this to be some big giant stamp on the ending of the DCEU. This movie wasn't being made for that. It was just another fun chapter in Aquaman's life and pushing him towards more where his character arc was gonna go. But as we know, that character arc is not gonna happen because they're resetting. So if you're gonna go check out this film, definitely just go in for to have a good time, good laughs, and look at some great visuals and excitement. But don't expect like the best writing for the dialogue ever, and every single character hit on all cylinders. So overall, I had a lot of fun with Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. I think that it was sugary fun with terms of the action, the sequences. There's some really cool jungle sequences that's in here, like you would see in an action adventure film. Some really great, cool, inventive technology that we haven't seen in any other superhero film. And just Jason Momoa is just a delight, man. I really loved him as Aquaman. I'm gonna miss him as his character and everybody else that was casted in here. As the movie was coming to a close, I was like, damn, I'm kind of sad that this is going to be ending, because this was really fun and I could see this carrying over if they could have just continued all the characters, but we know that's not happening. But that was the thought I had as the movie was ending. But overall, I had a good time. I think you would have to, if you like, especially if you like the first one. And I'm going to give Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom a C+. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What would you rate Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom? Did you hate it like some people did? The critics hate this movie. Or did you really just enjoy it? It was a good time. Did you feel the same way? Drop all your comments down below and let me know. If you liked my review, hit that like button. If you want to join the Zach Attack Nation, attack the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you can be notified for my reviews, reactions, live discussions, and much more. And you can watch more of my content right now.